The textbook does a great job of laying out a clear, straight, easy path for students when it comes to problem solving. This is fine, but we all know that real life is rarely this simple. So here is my attempt at explaining how you could take a simple problem from the book and create a rich and rigorous task. I like this question, but the step-by-step directions and the pre-drawn models are really unnecessary. In fact, the problem itself gives the students too much information that makes the problem require less thinking. So let's rewrite it by taking just the interesting part of the question and leaving everything else out. So now we have, friends are sharing some small pizzas equally. How much does each friend get? This will get the kids thinking because they can't immediately jump into an algorithm and begin solving. This creates an opportunity for discourse in your classroom. The students will need to discuss what information they need in order to solve the problem. As a teacher, you should plan to allow for this discussion and only provide the information the students say they need. If they only ask for how many friends, then that is all you tell them, and then release them to start solving the problem. It won't take long until they realize they need more information. This part of the problem-solving process is important. We spend too much time teaching students to decode problems by underlining and circling, and not enough time letting them make sense of what the problem is saying. As a teacher, the most important thing you can do during a task like this is be less helpful. Don't give them information they don't ask for. Don't tell them if they are right or wrong, and let them choose what manipulatives they want to use to help them solve the problem. You will also want to anticipate the students' responses to the problem. By planning ahead of time what you will say and do when students respond a certain way, it helps you to not feel so inclined to jump in and rescue them in the moment. So let's think about this problem. Once the students have all the information they need, there are several different ways that they could respond. One way that students may make sense of this problem is by thinking, okay, I have 2 pizzas, and I need to create 4 equal shares, so if I divide each pizza in half, then I will have 4 total pieces. Some students may need to divide each pizza into 4 pieces and then distribute them evenly. Both of these methods are correct and are featured in the textbook, but it is far more powerful to allow students to make these mathematical decisions on their own. Still, another way that I could anticipate students solving this would be to cut the pizzas into 8 slices, or even more, the way a pizza is typically cut, and then distribute those slices evenly. We also want to anticipate any misconceptions the students may have. One misconception I could see happening here is that the students may not understand the concept of equal shares. In addition, they may struggle with how to divide the pizza up equally. Again, the important thing to remember here is that it is not our goal to have all the students get the same answer. As teachers, we just need to make note of the various answers and strategies they use and figure out how to connect them to the intended learning. We are also not expecting the students to even use or talk about fractions. Since this lesson is happening before fractions concepts have been taught, the students may not make the connections to fractions on their own. This is where you come in at the end to make these connections for them. Remember, when teaching with a task, we don't guide them step by step. We don't draw models for them. We simply get out of the way, let them make some mathematical decisions, and connect the dots when the time is right. So try it. See what your kids come up with. I bet they will surprise you. Let me know how it goes. And together, let's keep working to bring the fun back to math.